Hi, everyone. I'm here to talk a little bit about what a Research to Practice Partnership is and how we are going to use one to broaden participation of young women from rural areas in careers involving advanced mathematics. So first of all, a Research to Practice Partnership is a mouthful, but it's really not that confusing. The premise behind this kind of approach to educational research is that we are actually involving the people, the stakeholders that are experiencing the problem in the research. So rather than having research done to them or on them, key players are actually involved in the research. So in this case, rather than us observing classrooms and observing young women, they are the researchers. They are at the table with the community members, the educational researchers, and they're part of the entire process. And the idea behind that is that if we involve all of the stakeholders from the very beginning, the solutions we create are going to be much more applicable. It just kind of makes sense. So in this case, what is the problem that we need to research? And the problem is that young women from rural areas all over the country are just not pursuing careers involving advanced mathematics, even though we have lots of research that shows us that they are skilled and capable mathematicians. We are all wondering, what happens? What happens to all of the girls who are in AP Physics and advanced or honors Algebra 2 in high school, and then when we get to college and post-grad work, they've disappeared? Where did they go? And what can we do to turn that around? So why are we using a Research to Practice Partnership for this particular problem? I think it's really because the problem involves young women, and we need young women involved in the solution. So the Research to Practice Partnership is a great fit. We can identify and address barriers that are preventing young women from rural areas from viewing themselves as competent and skilled mathematicians by involving them in the research. And by involving them in the research, they're going to come up with the best solutions. We're also involving teachers, because teachers, we know, are the guiding force for career choices. Also going to involve family members, community members, policymakers, because all of those areas are steps along the way to identifying the barriers and then coming up with possible solutions. And if we leave any of those stakeholder groups out, those are leaks in the pipeline to solutions. We're going to involve everybody from the very beginning. So what does the work of a Research to Practice Partnership look like? You might be thinking, well, I'm a third grade teacher. I've never done educational research. How on earth would I contribute to this? And the answer is the work of the Research to Practice Partnership is not as complicated as you might think. What we're really doing is identifying barriers, and we can all do that. But then we dig deeper and we look collectively for the things that are holding us back. We look collectively for the whys and the hows of a problem. And we do that through different facilitated activities that have been researched themselves to help get those voices on the table. It's very important in a Research to Practice Partnership that everybody come at the same level. So if we have students and parents and community members and educational researchers all working together, really important that everyone has an equal voice. And so we'll work very hard to get us to that place where students feel comfortable sharing their lived experiences, where parents can feel comfortable expressing their concerns and making their solutions, community partners, policymakers as well. Much of the work of the RPP is building that safe community where we can really get down to the true problems and the true solutions. And then another big question that comes up is, what do we actually make? Or what are we going to do? Often, especially if you're a teacher in this group, you want an end product. And that is often not the case with Research to Practice Partnerships. In fact, what we might actually make are more questions. Our ideal at the end of this 12-month planning grant is that what we are going to make are some really clear pathways to solutions. We're very excited that you're thinking about joining us on this adventure, and we can't wait to get started.